Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here, and welcome to another Honkai Star Rail video. So this is my day 1 progression, and it should serve as a day 1 guide to all the players. And before we dive any deeper, of course I just want to thank HoYoverse for sponsoring this video. This is hand-holding guide for, I would say, the average players for day 1 progression. As you can see, we're currently at Trailblaze level 16. I think that's where most people will be stuck on. I've played the game for about 4 or 5 hours, and I think that's an adequate amount of time. You can definitely push past level 18, which is the next quest level, if you do a few more things, and I'll go over at the end of this video. But I think for the health of my brain as well as my stamina, I personally am going to have this as the average player's day 1 guide. So when you start off in the game, of course you're progressing through the tutorial, and make sure you just follow the recommendations on the team composition, the mechanics, so you understand everything. And I've got the complete beginner's guide as well on the channel, so you can take a look. Now, after you complete parts of the tutorial, you'll be at essentially the gacha pulls. Again, I have to stress, very important, the fact that you shouldn't keep holding on the beginner's banner once you get your first SSR, because then it's basically you got an SSR, and the rest of the remaining pulls, even though it's at a discount, you're not guaranteed an SSR. So most people, I would say, just wait and start pulling on the standard banner, as you can see, as you work towards your 300 pulls, because at 300 pulls, who knows when that will come, you'll be at least able to get a selector. Okay, so after you do your pulls, get your main team. You're happy to start with just the free units that are given to you, which is March 7th, Dang Hung, as well as the MC. That's totally fine. You can get really far. And of course, your first gacha unit is always going to be Asta, and you can put Asta in the team, and that is your bread and butter team to get started. Now, as soon as you're progressing through the game, make sure you just follow the storyline. Enjoy it. You know, it's a single player game. There is really no need to rush. Take it at your own pace. One thing you must check though, okay, one thing is you must check is when you reach a level, I would say the first planet, I'm not sure about the exact level, but in the ice planet, you'll start unlocking the calyxes. And calyx is definitely something you want to do right off the bat. So I'm going to teleport and show you guys what the calyxes are. And you'll be able to see here, this is the first one that you see. And this is your stamina. As soon as you unlock the stamina, do 2 to 3 runs so that your stamina is not capped. The stamina would convert to EXP, and it's very important for you not to be capped on that, because if your stamina is capped, you're not regenning, you're losing out on EXP. And then at level 11, around that, you'll unlock your dailies. Now, dailies for your average players, okay, is going to be the most important source of your EXP. If you go to your missions, you can see those are locked. Some of them are locked behind higher levels, but when you're doing your dailies, and if I can find them, when you do your guide dailies, you can see they give a ton of experience. 200, 400, 600. It's 1,000 experience per day, and you'll see how much time you have left. EU players already missed their dailies because for some reason EU resets an hour after the game has opened. So EU players have unfortunately already missed that. But for the rest, make sure you complete your dailies, fill these activity level. They take 5 minutes max. Make sure you complete them to get that 1,000 EXP per day. Now at level 12, you unlock assignments, which are not as important, but you should still assign your characters. Personally, I went with this because this is the DPS, Thieves Instinct material, and then I went with EXP, Experience Travel Encounters. You could go Experience for characters, the Maths for character XP, and the Lycon EXP. You can mix and match whatever you need. So at level 13, you'll unlock the pass. So the pass is basically the Nameless Honor. If you get the pass and you pay for the Nameless Honor version, you get a ton of EXP. So these are massive EXP for early game players. So if you pay for that, it's definitely not bad. Okay, if you consider spending some money, this is very high value. And because later on, you'll be getting this item, this is very important for your relics later on. I'll talk about it in a separate video, but this is very important for your relics later on in terms of making your first customized relic. After that, you'll be stuck around level 13, level 14. That's your first area where you will be level capped and you cannot progress. What you have to do then is look at your missions, your Trailblaze missions. There will be adventure missions and companion missions for you to do. If you do them, you should reach past level 14 and you'll be able to do your main missions again. Basically, anytime you're stuck, look for side missions, look for companion missions, and progress from there. Sometimes you don't see them. Sometimes you might not see the side missions. Then you click out and then you open the mini map. Bottom right corner, there should be a chat icon and it should be messages here from units, or rather your friends, that most of the time give you a side quest to do, because they don't always show up in the missions and you have to go to your messages to read them, chat with them, and to receive those side messages. And last but certainly not least, you want to go to your maps and open those chests. Every bit of chest counts, and they do give you those experience. So you can open these chests for extra experiences, and make sure you fight the mobs on the map every time you see one. Some mobs, especially the elite mobs, they do respawn every single day. So you want to beat them up, and they'll refresh for you the next day for extra experience. Basically anything that can help you get extra experience. And I think there is one more way to gain more EXP, is if you again go to your guide, make sure you complete your operational briefings. A lot of people, they forget about this, but all of them, they give EXP, and you should complete as many of them as you can and then move on to the next one by claiming the previous one to full. Then you can move on to the next one. Now, that is pretty much where you end up after the first day. If you didn't rush the content, if you took it at a reasonable pace and still played for 4 or 5 hours, this is where you'll end up. Make sure at the end of the day, use all of your stamina. Use all of your stamina. As you can see, I didn't refill and I still have all my stamina pots. As a free-to-play player, I do not recommend refilling using your cellar drinks at all. Do not do that. For monthly pass players or small spenders, you can refill once or up to 3 times max. For the mega whales, you can just do whatever. But you have a ton of Trailblaze stamina pots that you can save for later on. But I don't recommend you just completely not using them, because I know for Genshin, some people recommend saving them so you can farm higher relics later on. But very importantly, for Honkai Star Rail, it's different. Because for Honkai Star Rail, the earlier you rush your level, the higher your rewards are in terms of your equilibrium. And that's another topic which I'll cover, but there is no huge benefit in saving your stamina pots in this game. Alright, so just make sure before you log off, use all of your stamina, and then you can go and do something else. Now, the last thing, if you are a player chasing levels, chasing or endgame content, and you really want to rush, this is not where you stop, okay? You probably will get stuck at level 21 or 22. That's your endpoint for day 1 if you are very competitive. How do you get there? So again, you have to use all of your stamina pots, you have to buy some refreshes, make sure you do all the side missions that are available, all of these side missions that are available, and then go farm all of the mobs on the map. Beat all of the mobs across from the 2 planets or the 1 planet it came from. The train actually has a lot of mobs for you to beat. Collect all of the boxes, and that's how on the first day, if you do all of that and you meticulously try to get every single EXP, squeeze out every single experience, then you can actually go above, I believe, level 20 as your day 1. But that takes about 8 hours, and for the majority of players, they treat this as a single player game, and you should enjoy at your own pace. That's not something I would recommend, but I'm just telling you the possibility is there. But anyhow, that is the day 1 guide, and hopefully you have a good run with your day 1. Again, you can do this, even though I say it's day 1, you can do this over the course of 2-3 days. There is no rush. Use a free-to-play team, use the 3 trios that you get, plus Asta, and later on when you unlock Natasha, use Natasha, and have fun. Alright, most importantly, have fun. Anyhow, it's TimaeuSS here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye now.